Chapter: Unlock VTI Profits, LEAPS and PMCC Secrets for Every Market. Alright, let's talk about LEAPS options on VTI, and how something called the PMCC, poor man's covered call, can play out, especially if VTI just kinda stalls for a while. First up, VTI is the total US stock market ETF. Tons of folks love it for the long term, but sometimes it just doesn't move for months. You know those stretches when your portfolio feels like it's on a coffee break? Yeah, that. Now, LEAPS are long-term equity anticipation securities, basically call options that last over a year. Why care? Because they give you exposure to VTI's upside, but you don't have to drop a ton of cash buying 100 shares outright. Here's the real magic: the PMCC, or poor man's covered call. Let's walk through a real example. Imagine you buy a VTI LEAPS call option with a $290 strike price, expiring January 2027. VTI's average monthly return over the last 5 years is about 1.33%, which compounds to roughly 21% over the next 16 months. If VTI rises from $318 to about $418 by expiration, here's what happens. Your $290 call gives you the right to buy VTI at $290. So at $418, your option is $128 in the money. If you paid, say, $35 per share for the LEAPS, your profit would be $128 minus $35, or $93 per share, before fees and commissions. That's a powerful return compared to buying 100 shares outright. But what if VTI doesn't surge and just moves sideways, or even dips a bit? That's where the poor man's covered call, or PMCC, comes in. While holding your LEAPS, you can sell shorter-term calls, weekly or monthly, against it. This generates regular income even if VTI is stagnant or slightly down. Each time you sell a call, you collect a premium. If VTI stays below your short call's strike, you keep the premium and can sell another call the next week or month. This renting out your LEAPS can add up, offsetting the cost of your long-term option and boosting your returns while you wait for VTI to move higher. The PMCC is especially useful in sideways or slightly bearish markets, since you're still earning income from selling calls. It's a flexible strategy that lets you profit from time decay and collect cash flow, even when the market isn't moving much. Just remember, options have risks, so always manage your position size and understand the trade-offs. It sounds fancy, but it's pretty simple. Instead of owning actual VTI shares, I can buy a long-term call. Think 1 year out, 2 years out, deep in the money. That's my replacement for owning the shares. Then, on the other side, I sell shorter-term calls against it, usually 1 month out and at a higher strike. This generates income, kind of like rent on the LEAPS I'm holding. But what if VTI is stuck in neutral, just going sideways? This is actually where PMCC shines. Because VTI isn't surging, those short calls I sell probably expire worthless. That means I get to keep the premium and just sell another call next month. Rinse and repeat. Let's put some numbers to it. Say I buy a January 2027 call on VTI, deep in the money. Maybe it costs me $3 grand, $4 grand, instead of shelling out $25K for 100 shares. Then, I sell a 1 month call at a strike above the current price and collect, say, $80, $100. If VTI doesn't move much, I keep collecting that premium. If it does shoot up, well, the LEAP call goes up in value and offsets any losses from the short call I sold. If it rips way past my short call, I may have to close early or roll up. But it's not risk-free. If VTI tanks, my LEAPS lose value. So always manage risk and position size carefully. Always understand the risks. Maybe paper trade first. And don't forget, options are powerful tools, but not toys. That's a crash course on LEAPS and the poor man's covered call for VTI, especially in a sideways market. Hope that clears things up.